Real Enigmas and Theories is back again with another video. Yo, so now that the residents led by Boyd made the bad move of running to save the livestock, there will be no more Lonely Dragon pancakes. The thought of no more pancakes just makes this place a bit more colder. And since it's getting colder in Frumlin, I don't want to make you stand around in the chill. We'll just get right down to the esoteric clues that I've noticed in episode 1. So without further ado, let's cook. The left arm of Boyd, where he was shot in the shoulder, we see him holding that arm throughout the episode. And we even get a reveal that the shaking has come back to the right hand of Boyd. However, what I took to notice was the shape of his gunshot wound. Reggie shot Boyd in the shoulder with a shotgun during the season 2 finale, and the buckshot marks formed an interesting shape. These 5 spots are very similar to the constellation Osiris, or as it's called today, Orion the Hunter. We'll go with Osiris today because this particular star in the constellation is known as the Giant's Shoulder. This esoteric connection fits, being that Boyd was shot in his shoulder. In this particular hourglass shape, which is the distinctive character in the Osiris constellation, the Giant's Shoulder is known as Betelgeuse or Beetlejuice. Indigenous American tribes in the Southern Americas also created mythologies based on this star. Betelgeuse and Bellatrix, the 2 shoulders of the constellation, are envisioned as an old man and a boy riding in a canoe, chasing a celestial fish called the Pixie Boy, or the fish's mouth. The fish's mouth is the dark spot right next to the Osiris constellation. These stars are also used by the Inuit of the Arctic regions in the Americas, and they use them as seasonal markers that signal the time of the year when the daylight decreases, which is really crucial information for the Arctic environment. So in my opinion, the boat chasing the fish in the Amazon mythos is a connection to the Mr. Fishing Loaves and the If I Had a Boat connection to Boyd. Moreover, the Inuits of the Arctic regions using these stars to indicate for longer daylight connects to the nighttime and the daytime connections to the show. And the fact that this formation appears on the shoulder wound of Boyd is literally named the Giant Shoulder, it pretty much seals the connection further. There's also an Inuit snowshoe in the storage room of the diner. These types of details to this show is what called me to create my YouTube page. Little esoteric gems scattered throughout the dialogue, set design, and the overall mystery that makes the show great. Shout out to Scarlet Fever for her great find of the possible talisman in Victor's lunchbox. Go check out her channel, I'll put a link in the description. But I want to focus on some of the other contents in Victor's lunchbox. I didn't catch the talisman on my first watch, but I did take notice to the eggs and the apple. And if you're familiar with my work, I have been talking about the Vesica Pisces and how it relates to Tabitha and Mr. Fishing Loaves. Now we have the 2 eggs, or ovum, which is the shape that's created by the Vesica Pisces. The apple is also a powerful symbol in many esoteric schools of thought, and it often represents knowledge, temptation, and duality. We seen Fatima eating the apple with Julie, and Julie was tempted to kiss Fatima. The apple cut in half also resembles the Vesica Pisces, revealing a pentagram arrangement with the seeds when cut across the width, which the seeds and the eggs both represent fertility. We also see that the fertility of Fatima has somehow been restored. Perhaps the fertile nature of the soil was somehow transferred into Fatima. And speaking of fertility and Fatima, I found this scene with Fatima in the bathroom pretty interesting. We have Nikki rushing Fatima out of the bathroom, and her and Fatima stand in the threshold of the doorway when Clara, with no eye patch might I add, may be healed by the healing properties of Colony House, steps up for Fatima and is told to eat shit by Nikki. Nikki also states that she is going to piss on the floor. What's up with the pissing and shitting, huh? Now, feces and urine are used in both Hoodoo and some Native American rituals. Yes, they use DooDoo in the Hoodoo. Urine is also used in Hoodoo for a variety of spells. cursing, hexing, and breaking hexes and curses, claiming territory, love spells, court cases, a whole lot more stuff. In fact, urine at an entrance of a door creates a protective barrier to ward off evil spirits and those who wish to cause you harm. And they were standing right there in the doorway when she said that. In Native American traditions, urine was used in healing ceremonies and purification rituals. Some indigenous cultures use urine during dream and vision quest rituals. In agricultural societies and in hunting tribes, urinating on the ground before planting or hunting to obtain blessings and good fortune is practiced religiously. In many shamanic practices, urine was used to create a protective circle. Look, I could go on and on about these Native American motifs connected to this scene, but I would love to talk about the barn scene. When that first teaser dropped, that small 30-second clip gave us a glimpse into the barn scene. And if you've never watched this show before and you saw that teaser, I'm sure it would definitely look like some sort of lynching scene. And now seeing how Boyd was handcuffed to that post, I'm thinking that was probably meant to resemble a police brutality situation. But let's focus back to the indigenous American motifs. And that had to be the scalping of Tien Chen, which is a call to indigenous tribes scalping their enemy. Some tribes believe that scalping an enemy would protect the warrior from harm by transferring the enemy's power or the spiritual essence to the victor. And speaking of Victor, during his flashback scene of the 1978 massacre of the town, you can see a person's scalp lying right in the middle of the road. And one of those dogs that was following the boy in white ran and jumped right over it. Now, these are just some esoteric vibes that I caught during this first episode, and I'm sure there are going to be more in episode 2 and the following. But like I've said before, I point out these esoteric connections that I noticed, and I believe them to be clues to what is actually going on. I make a few predictions along the way, but for this particular show, I have fun connecting the dots and watching the show unfold with the rest of you. So anyway, just a little something to think about while we wait on the next episode. That's all for my video today. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.